Good morning, everybody. I want to share something with you today that I've noticed over the past week. Working with my clients over the past week, a theme that's been coming up a lot. It actually comes up pretty commonly, but I've started to really notice it as something that's being highlighted in the conversations I'm having with my clients and people who are prospective clients. You know, when someone contacts me, one of the first things they've mentioned is that they don't feel happy. They feel stuck in their life. They feel anxious, depressed, sad, angry. Usually it's one of those main emotions: anger, sadness, fear, anxiety. And the thing is that when we don't feel good, we tend to see the world differently. If you're not feeling good when you're sad, it's obviously not the best time to sit down and make plans. You don't see things clear. We always say to ourselves, let me calm down so I can think clearly. Because when we're emotional, we're not having objective, logical thinking. We're not reasoning. We don't make as much sense because it's hard to think through emotions. That's the nature of an emotion. An emotion's intense and strong, and it takes over your body. And if you're not aware of this, every type of emotion we're in, basically every situation, is like an entire mindset, a new mindset. And so what I mean by that is not just a shift in your mindset, it's a shift in your physiology and your biology. When you're angry, you have a different biological and physiological makeup. You have a different chemical dump that happens with the hormones and things that are released in your body versus when you're happy or sad or guilty, etc. So we shift through different mindsets. My point in telling you this, and my point for today, is that the way you feel does not dictate your reality. Let me say that again. The way you feel does not dictate your reality. So you can feel very upset today, very angry, very mad, but you may be very healthy. You may have everything in your life you need, every necessity to be healthy and happy and successful. You may have loved ones that care about you, a nice home. You may have a car that gets you to work and looks great. Heck, you may even have a beautiful car that you love normally. You probably have a good job that pays for your bills. But what I'm trying to get to is the fact that the way you feel doesn't always equal your reality. I've had experience a couple months ago. I had a phenomenal day. I was talking about this with my clients. I had one of those days where I put down a couple goals and I just was on fire. I kept knocking everything off. Like I had 5 things on a list and I ended up knocking off like 20. I was like, what an incredible day. I felt so good. And then I got a phone call from a friend of mine with some bad news, something that kind of hurt me and upset me and threw my whole day off. And it was a perfect example for a moment of how I had all these things I've been trying to get done and focused on achieving these goals, achieved them, felt on top of the mountain, and got one instance of something happen, and instantly everything shifted for me. I no longer felt good. And I started to look at everything and feel down about the world. My perspective changed. I moved my mindset. Therefore, my mindset moved my physiology, my biology to a different place. I got a different chemical dump in my body. I felt different. Therefore, I saw the world differently. So what I'd like to express to you today is it's important to not let your emotions dictate your actions. Because when you do, what happens is, and just like most of the clients I was talking to this week, it almost became like an epidemic. Everyone said, I've been waiting for the right time to call you. I've been waiting for the right time to do this. I just didn't feel right. I wanted to get things straight. I've been so depressed that I didn't want to do anything yet. Or I was so anxious that I wasn't sure I was making the right decision. I was afraid I wasn't thinking straight. And so all those things kept these people from getting the help they needed, or taking the action they needed, or seeing the truth of their reality. So here's what I like to suggest doing. Obviously, emotions are important. You don't want to repress them. They're not supposed to be repressed or shoved down. They're supposed to be experienced so you can learn from them. When we have an emotion, when we get angry or sad or fearful, whatever, we're supposed to say, how is this helping me? Why am I angry right now? How is this trying to tell me? What do I need to learn from this? And you learn from the anger. It says, oh, this person's offended you. Or someone broke this promise they had with you. Oh, I'm sad. I'm missing something in my life I need to put back in. But you don't need to dwell on the emotion, and the emotion doesn't need to plague you. You shouldn't be angry for days or weeks. You shouldn't be sad for days or weeks. What you should do is you should experience it, process it, and say, what was that there for? And then go, how can I learn from that? How did that help me? Once you take that knowledge, go take action, okay? That's where most of us fail. You hear this all the time. Take action, just get up, do something, be active, take the first step. That's because we get stuck in our emotions, stuck in our feelings, right? So what I suggest doing is, I have a mantra I say for myself. I've been saying this long enough that it's trained my mind not only to understand, I believe it, so it's become a fundamental belief of mine, but it's also trained my mind. It's a self-management and self-detection tool so that when I get to those spots, like anyone else, I'm able to recognize it and go, I'm not gonna let this emotion take me down. I just gotta experience it, be human, feel it, then process it and go, wow, okay, what was that about? And try to make it something positive. I try to take everything in life and find the positive in it, because the thing is, the negative is only gonna hurt you. The longer you sit with it, the more pain you're gonna have, the less momentum you're gonna have to the future, and the longer it's gonna take for you to get to the healing or to the better side. So for me, I try to say, how is this helping me? What can I learn from this? And so whenever I feel a negative emotion, I have a mantra that I've trained myself that I say every day. I say it a couple times a day, and now again, it's become a part of who I am. So for me, when I have these things happen, they'll hit me like normal, but then very quickly, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes later, I'm like, I'm in this right now, I'm in my feelings. And it's throwing off my perspective. I'm not thinking straight, I'm not seeing things the right way, or at least I'm seeing them limited. I'm only seeing them one way. Oh, the world's terrible, everybody's after me, nothing's ever gonna work, nobody likes me, etc. I'm not good enough, or whatever, all those things. I go, that's one way of seeing the world right now. So I need to switch that up. I need to get clear and get objective and look at this another way and say, how is it helping me? Instead of how is it hurting me, how is it helping me? So what my mantra is that I say to myself every day is, regardless of how I feel, I always act grateful. Regardless of how I feel, I always act grateful. Because I don't care how I feel. If I'm completely angry, guess what? That's not who I want to be in the day. I don't want people to perceive me as angry, and I don't want to be an angry person. And anger is not going to create the life that I want, right? So I want to remind myself, I don't care how I feel, I'm going to act grateful. And I choose consciously how I want to act, and I make my feelings get in line and follow. And at first, of course, it's not going to work brilliantly. Everything takes a little time of practicing to master. But after you do this for a little bit, you start to realize, I can start to control and shift myself into where I want to be. Because it's all about a choice. Whenever you feel something, whenever you're upset, you're seeing things from one way. Another mantra I have is, let go of things needing to be a certain way. Let go of believing it has to be like this. If I don't get to do this today, or if I always go this way to work and I didn't get to go, so I'm messed up, or a few minutes later, I didn't get my coffee at Starbucks before I went to the office, and now my whole day's off. Let go of things needing to be a certain way, and start to look at your feelings as indicative of something you need to work on, not the story of your life. It's like, in this moment, you're upset. There's something going on that doesn't belong here, or something you can improve. That's a betterment for yourself. That's empowerment. So you can go, yeah, I don't feel good right here. That person upset me. What was it about that? Take that nugget of information, work on it, solve it, and move forward. So again, here's my mantra, and I challenge you to make one for yourself today. Make it about your feelings, whatever you want to say, but something that reminds you, because I can guarantee you, most of you listening to this are probably feeling a little stuck in your life, not feeling motivated, not having the inspiration you want. You may be anxious about something that's going on. You may be fearful about a relationship, someone's cheating, or not sure how much they love you or committed to the relationship. You may be worried about your position at work. Many, many things. There's many things that feelings we get scared of losing someone, etc. We have a lot of fears, a lot of anxiety we carry around. That means you're highly emotional. You're thinking more with emotions than you are with logic, okay? If you want to get out of that and produce better results in your life, you have to start recognizing, I'm in my feelings. I'm stuck in this right now, and I'm seeing one way the world can be. That's limiting my potential, and it's holding me back from being fulfilled and reaching higher heights in my life, or the goals that I really want, okay? That's why a lot of times we don't feel the fulfillment we want. So write a mantra today for yourself. If you want to use mine, fantastic. You can change out if you don't want to feel grateful, if you want to feel joyful, if you want to feel excited, great. Regardless of how I feel, I always act joyful. Regardless of how I feel, I always act grateful. Regardless of how I feel, I always act excited, thankful, happy, whatever you want it to be. But start repeating this mantra. Write it down, put it in your phone. Have it like a little alarm that pops up a couple times a day, and you recite it to yourself. Or put it on your wallpaper of your phone. Put it on your desk on something where you see it each day. And start focusing on that. Start associating to it. Read it and allow that to settle in with you, and think about how that is. If you continue to perpetuate that you want to act a certain way, like I love gratitude. Gratitude to me, I think, is the best emotion. I think it's a derivative of love. I think that if you have gratitude for anyone, you also have love, and love goes with gratitude. And so I want to be grounded, and I want to see the world from a place of appreciating what I have and always looking for the best in it. So that's why I chose gratitude. But for you, choose whatever you want. And like I said, the other mantra I have is let go of things needing to be a certain way. Start saying, you know what, maybe there's another way that my life could be even better. Not that you do anything wrong, there just might be a better way to execute it. There's other ways to achieve goals, other ways to live your life, other ways to get the things you want. And so if you open up your mind to the possibility that there's more, and that what's going on in your life is actually meant to be going on because it's going to help you grow, then all of a sudden you feel better, and all of a sudden you perform better. Okay? So have fun, best of luck, if you're out there struggling with feelings right now, really take this to heart. I mean that as a pun, but take this to heart, work on it, find something that allows you to lift and recognize where you're at so you can be in the emotion you want to be in most of the time, all right? I wish you the best of luck, and remember, extraordinary is only a thought away.